this city now. I'm like movie star famous. I can't go anywhere without getting recognized. You have been permanently banned.
Banned from Gucci for life. Too much money. You see this?
Meet Joshua Block, better known as World of T-Shirts, a guy whose bizarre antics and alcohol-fueled escapades have turned him into an internet legend, or maybe an internet cautionary tale. Now, if you don't know about this guy, you'll probably think he just escaped from a mental asylum. However, you'll be surprised to know that he is actually a very popular content creator, boasting millions of followers on his World of T-Shirts TikTok account. Mr. Block here is known for a lot of deranged things, but the most popular among those things are his alcohol-infused meltdowns.
Someone's beating him. Someone's beating him. What? Where's the hat? Where's the hat? The red guy in the red. In the red.
I got banned from a bar once.
For what?
I got drunk and I made a scene.
What'd you say?
I started cursing at everybody.
Looking at these clips, you might get an idea of his antics, but trust us when we say this is not even the beginning of Joshua Block's lore. There are just so many bizarre things this guy has done that it's hard to even compile all of it in a single video. Regardless, we'll try our best to give you a complete rundown of World of T-Shirts, aka Joshua Block, starting from his rise to TikTok stardom right down to his depressing descent into madness. So, who exactly is Joshua Block? Picture this. A young guy who combines an unfiltered lack of inhibition with a heavy dose of alcohol and an unshakable urge to go live for his audience. Whether it's stumbling out of bars, running shirtless through Times Square, or passionately screaming out song lyrics to confused passerby, Joshua has one mission: to make his mark, no matter how chaotic or cringeworthy it gets. You see, what are we talking about? The sad truth is that in the world of internet fame, it's the unpredictable characters like Joshua who keep people watching. He's embraced a lifestyle that, to any outsider, looks like a never-ending marathon of self-sabotage, and he streams it all live. His drunken escapades, his impulsive outbursts, and his reckless performances for a crowd of online onlookers who both cheer and cringe in equal measure. It's not just entertainment, it's internet anthropology. Joshua has found a way to make the bizarre feel almost normal. But what is it about Joshua Block that keeps people coming back? Why are thousands of viewers tuning in just to see where he ends up next, or what on earth he'll do? Maybe it's the unpredictable mess of it all, or maybe it's a twisted form of escapism, watching someone living without filters in ways that most of us wouldn't dare. For better or worse, Joshua has become New York City's unofficial street performer, using TikTok and Instagram as his stage, and his life as the punchline. So pour yourself a drink, something way milder than whatever Joshua's been downing. Settle in and let's take a deep dive into the life, the legend, and the downright madness that is World of T-Shirts. From drunken rambles to impromptu sing-alongs, this is the story of Joshua Block, a man who redefines what it means to be internet famous, and not necessarily in the way he might hope. Josh's own website describes him as more than just a content creator, and sure enough, you can see that he's much more than that. He's a public performer, a spectacle, and a classic drunk. Not only this, but he also has a very dedicated fan base across various platforms and social media sites, including a vibrant community of followers on Reddit and subreddit. This might make you wonder how a random and seemingly innocent guy managed to have such a diehard following. Even if you look at his content, it's pretty much mundane and boring, videos of him drinking, raging, and traveling around. So how exactly did he become so viral? But before we look at all the various incidents for which he became famous, we have to rewind a little bit and have a look at his humble beginnings. Although he didn't make it to TikTok until late 2020, his brand started in March 2017. According to his LinkedIn profile, Joshua has been the CEO of WorldOfTShirts online, a business that he wanted to do long before his entry to TikTok. On the WorldOfTShirts website, he has various iconic t-shirt designs. However, we don't know for sure if he was able to sell any. For all we know, the business wasn't very successful, at least not until he made his grand appearance on TikTok. That's when he actually became a sensational meme. According to Wikitubia, he posted his first ever video on September 22, 2020. However, Josh claims that his content creating journey started way back in June 2019. In the beginning, his videos were nothing too crazy. It was just him lip syncing to various songs or singing. He once posted a video of him standing in a dark room, almost like he was being held hostage.
So as you may know, World of T-Shirts is one of the few variety accounts on here. Most accounts focus on one niche, whether it's dance, lip sync. I do everything from vlog to dance to lip sync. I'm hoping to reach 1 million followers and get verified by the end of this year, assuming the app's still around. Let me show you how I WAP. We are World of T-Shirts.
Naturally, people were drawn to his unique, chaotic energy. His antics were so offbeat that it wasn't long before viewers started following him, curious to see what he'd do next. But as with most Lolcows, the attention quickly went to his head. Joshua craved millions of views, and his first real taste of fame came when he posted a video of himself eating crickets in October 2019. This bizarre stunt captured the internet's attention, and from that moment on, he was hooked on the rush of going viral.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? October 11th, 2020. On October 11th, 2019, exactly 1 year ago, I ate crickets and I went viral. That was the beginning of my career on TikTok.
From that point on, Joshua became relentless, posting daily updates that only fueled his growing following. People couldn't help but tune in, curious to see what strange thing he'd be up to next. It quickly became clear that Joshua was far from ordinary. Everything about him, from his quirky mannerisms to his unpredictable behavior, kept viewers both fascinated and bewildered.
How do you do? This is Peter McAllister, the father. I would like a hotel room, please, with an extra large bed, a TV, and one of those little refrigerators you have to open with a key. Credit card? You got it.
I went to get me some Mountain Dew, but the store wanted to charge me $5.
Half of these people following him were just there to troll him and make fun of him, but it turns out that this is all that Joshua needs to jump on the bandwagon and start capitalizing on it. If you look more closely at his behavior in the later days, you'll realize that this guy was hungry for attention and fame. He would do eccentric and truly outrageous things in front of the camera. Some of his videos that went viral were all made during the pandemic. For instance, the infamous ramen toilet video.
Okay, how do you break a toilet like that? You're gonna fix it with ramen? That's so stupid. The next person who sits on that is gonna fall on their
Another video of him that went pretty viral was the one where he tried to color his tongue 2 different colors and recorded the entire process to let us know how it was done.
So these will change the color of your tongue permanently for weeks. We're gonna put these in my mouth and wait 10 minutes. It's not coming off.
On October 1st, Block posted a video claiming a pandemic happens every 100 years, offering various examples, garnering over 1.7 million views in 8 months.
Someone from this song before, and I can't tell you where it's from. Hard 73605 on tempo by iron every Jack.
According to Josh, he was different from other content creators on TikTok because he did a variety of content. He said this himself in a video posted on another channel of his called World of Interviews, where he intended to host podcasts. Nothing ever came out of it except several videos, including this one, in which he revealed how he started TikTok in September. And by October 2019, he was TikTok famous.
I do variety videos. Most people on the app only stick to one thing.
One thing was true, and it was that he gained a lot of followers in a very short time. It was just a matter of a few months, and he became a loved internet meme. Not long after this, Josh created one of the iconic videos of him where he was seen loudly singing Empire State of Mind in the middle of New York City with no social awareness at all.
Yeah, in New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York.
On December 1st, Joshua announced to the world that he would release a short song about COVID-19. And soon enough, we got to listen to the masterpiece on Spotify and many other platforms.
I remember 2019, living our best lives. New Year's Eve came along, looking forward to 2020. It marked the new decade. Everything was fine till March. Toilet paper shortage, quarantine, masks, social distancing. No job, no school, no nothing. Lockdown, everything canceled. Oh no.
The song was called Normality, gaining more than 65,000 listeners on Spotify. This made him realize his impeccable talent for music because Josh soon announced another song. And if you think the last one was bad, you're not prepared for what we're going to show you right now.
Wake up in the morning, throw some clothes on, check my phone, run out the door. Where do I go? Of course, to get some coffee and some boba tea.
By June 2021, Josh reached more than 2 million followers on TikTok. And if all this is not enough, he was also featured on New York Times' square billboard with a caption saying, "The King of Concrete Jungle."
Will inspire you. Let's hear it for New York, New York.
This was a true case of getting famous too quickly. In fact, people even started approaching him on the streets, which seemed to annoy him a lot.
Shut up! Bro, how you doing, G?
Okay, I'm busy.
Hey, Captain. I'm such a big fan, Captain.
What's going on?
However, all of this fame soon got to his head, which it was bound to. When people realized that people wanted to take pictures with him, he started charging them $50 for one picture.
I'm reliable. Okay. I'll do the video. What?
I can't say it after.
No, I don't want you to run off without paying.
There are actually a bunch of videos of him doing this to his fans who came up to take a picture. When these videos started circulating, people had a mixed reaction. Of course, some found it really hilarious that a guy who got famous for nothing was now charging people to get featured in their videos. On the other hand, other people were mad at him for charging his fans. When criticism got a little too much, Josh had to address it. So, he went live on TikTok to address these allegations, only to make it worse for himself. He said that he charges his fans because if he makes a video with them, they will get famous very quickly and for nothing.
Charge my fans for photos, because if I just take their picture, they're gonna get famous quickly for nothing.
At the end of the day, it's of course his prerogative whether he wants to charge people or not. But at the same time, what he said sounded very hypocritical, especially when coming out of his mouth. Also, by this time, it was very evident that all of this attention was getting to his head. However, one thing we can't deny is that the guy was self-aware because he knew that everything he says is bound to go viral. For whatever reason, people were really interested in him. Now, whether it was because they saw him as an emerging lolcow or they genuinely liked him, we'll leave that for you to decide. For now, all we know is that his actions were becoming more and more erratic with each passing day. One example of this is the fish incident. Now, if you don't know, Josh was fishing with a fan one day when they managed to catch a bluegill fish. For whatever reason, though, Josh decided to stomp on the fish violently, saying that it's not right for him to be in a dirty pond. The entire incident is a little too bizarre, even for someone like Josh.
Yo, it's the TikTok guy. What the fuck?
A lot of people saw this as an unnecessary violent action. Simply put, the World of T-shirt audience was not really happy about the incident. This made Josh address the incident. He made a video captioned "Addressing the Fish," explaining to people how he stomped on the fish because he believed it was not right for the fish to live in a dirty pond. It's truly concerning how this explanation made any sense to Josh. The funniest part of the whole video wasn't the bizarre act itself, but rather Joshua's outrage over the fact that the fans who filmed him stomping the fish didn't pay him for the cameo. He seemed far more upset about missing out on a payday than about the shock factor of what he'd actually done.
People are upset about a leaked video of me stomping on a fish. First of all, the fish was already dead. The person who recorded me without my permission. They didn't pay the cameo, so they weren't even supposed to record me, but they posted it to set me up, so that they would have an excuse to try and cancel me. I did not kill anything. The fish was already dead.
However, he did post a teary-eyed apology later when his account got banned. Yet despite all this, Joshua's rise to fame continued. People were still loving his antics, and he kept uploading his silly, goofy videos as if he were some beloved internet character rather than a classic lolcow. Unlike many internet degenerates, he didn't come across as evil or creepy, just absurdly entertaining. But as his audience watched in fascination, little did they know that the wildest chapters of Joshua Black's story were yet to unfold. It seems like the fish incident was the beginning of Josh's sad descent into drinking, racism, public vomiting, and much more. However, before this dark chapter of Josh's life began, he collaborated with Side Talks, giving us some of the most iconic Josh Black moments so far. For instance, when he charged a fan $25 for a picture, or when he declared it was he who was the King of New York.
To be the king of New York.
I'm the king of New York. 6ix9ine is not the king. I am. I'm out here with no security because security's for quitters. I'm Moneybag Josh.
Another thing that went pretty viral from these videos was when Josh said he was wearing Louis Vuitton because he had been banned from Gucci. In fact, a YouTube creator made a music remix of the incident.
Louis Vuitton because I'm banned from the Gucci store. Louis Vuitton because I'm banned from the Gucci store. Louis Vuitton because I'm banned from the Gucci store.
You have been permanently...
Louis Vuitton because I'm banned from the Gucci store.
But this wholesome content soon ceased. By 2023, his content became really disturbing and far more cringe than it was ever before. A lot of people suspected that it was due to the attention that he was getting online. However, this also seemed like a calculative tactic to get more views and keep his brand running. A good part of this madness started in May 2023, when Josh decided it would be a good idea to set up a cameo for himself. If you don't know what that is, it's basically him reading these scripts that people have sent him in exchange for money. However, he would often read some really disgusting and racist things from the scripts, later pretending as if he didn't know what it meant.
I have a diaper full of poop on right now. I wear a diaper every day because I enjoy myself. Michael Quinn wipes my poopy butt every evening.
This whole cameo thing gave us Josh Block's most iconic porch monkey meltdown.
Or you can call me Mazza. I don't really like when my disobey me. When I disobey Quinn, he spanks me. When disobey me, I whip them. You gotta go big poopy in my diaper. Quinn has to lick. Cancelled too many times, and I'm not gonna put up with this anymore. I'm not gonna put up with it. I'll sue everybody involved in this. I'll be a millionaire by the time I'm done with you. Bull. Unemployed. Damn you. Bull.
You didn't know what porch monkey meant.
I didn't know what it meant.
Well, I knew what it meant. But Quinn knew what it meant, too. Why didn't Quinn stop you? Why didn't he stop you?
Quinn wasn't there when I posted it.
You see what it means, don't you?
Made me say porch.
Who made you say that?
Somebody bought the cameo and they told me to say porch.
But that wasn't the end of it. Things took a much darker turn. As Joshua's fame grew, so did the intensity of his live streams, and his antics went from quirky to outright offensive. During several live streams, he began making shockingly racist comments, saying horrible things that left his viewers stunned. In one particularly disturbing video, he even expressed his hatred for immigrants, a sentiment that deeply unsettled a lot of his fans. And as if that weren't enough, he crossed yet another line by hurling insults at people with disabilities, even going so far as to call someone a handicap. These moments marked a shift, revealing a side of Joshua that was far from the lighthearted, goofy character many thought they knew.
I don't get paid enough for this shit. I'm sick of it. Don't just stand there. Track this immigrant down. Go. My God! You I'll sue you! You handicapped!
Joshua's behavior had officially crossed a line, and even his most loyal followers couldn't overlook it. What once seemed like harmless antics were now becoming genuinely disturbing. In the beginning, Joshua was just a goofy guy stumbling around New York, maybe a little misguided but ultimately harmless. But now, his actions were increasingly vile, and his audience began to see a darker, more unsettling side of him emerge. And if you thought that was the lowest he'd go, think again. This was only the tip of the iceberg. In a particularly disturbing turn, Joshua began making hateful anti-Semitic remarks on one of his streams, shocking viewers who had once seen him as nothing more than an eccentric. It wasn't just random outbursts either. Joshua had somehow fallen in with a group of young neo-Nazis who reportedly encouraged him to spout their offensive beliefs on camera. At one point, they even convinced him to declare he was going gnome hunting, a twisted euphemism meant to signal a disturbing agenda.
Joshua,
Let's go gnome hunting.
Gnome hunting. Yeah, let's go gnome hunting.
Let's go gnome hunting.
Yeah.
Gnome hunting.
Should you lose your...
Now, if you don't know, the phrase going gnome hunting may sound innocent, but in this context, it carries a much darker meaning. This disturbing euphemism has been adopted by hate groups as a coded way to express anti-Semitic intent, referring specifically to targeting Jewish people. By masking hateful intentions behind seemingly harmless language, individuals in these groups often try to disguise their agenda, making it accessible only to those in the know while avoiding immediate backlash. So, when Joshua was convinced to use this phrase on his stream, it wasn't just a random or quirky remark. It was an expression loaded with hate and bigotry, intentionally or otherwise. To his audience, this was a horrifying shift, a clear sign that Joshua was entangled with individuals promoting toxic ideologies. This wasn't the playful, chaotic Joshua they'd once followed, but someone who seemed manipulated and headed down a path that no one could have predicted, leaving his audience wondering just how far he might go. However, the bizarre thing about this is that Josh himself is Jewish. The only explanation people had for this behavior was that due to his disabilities, Josh didn't fully comprehend the meaning of this phrase, or anything he was saying for that matter. Now, there's been a lot of speculation about whether he's on the autism spectrum or not. Regardless of whether he's autistic or not, for a while it did seem like he genuinely didn't understand these racist remarks. But this was proven wrong soon enough during the Grand Central incident where he displayed one of his most evident acts of racism. He called a guy N-word and then threatened to him.
Businesses, and I barely make enough money to get by. Why are you taking advantage of me? Bro. Whoa.
Wow.
I'll fucking kill you.
And this is not the only time he has done it either. There's another video of him where he got angry and dropped the N-word.
You!
Hey! Josh! Josh, let's go. Let's go, come on. You got 10 seconds, let's go. They're giving you time to leave with your life. Go! Go, Josh! Go, run! 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 Keep going! Keep going, they gave you a pass, Josh. Go! Run, Josh! No one's after you, Josh. You're good. You're good. Keep running.
Joshua's jokes took a deeply disturbing turn, veering into increasingly racist territory. What made this situation even more unsettling was the presence of adults around him, like Quinn, who seemed to find this behavior acceptable, even amusing. These individuals not only tolerated his offensive remarks, but often laughed along, creating an environment that normalized his troubling antics. We'll dive deeper into Quinn's influence later, but it's important to note how pivotal figures like him can shape a person's trajectory, especially in a world as chaotic as Joshua's. But it wasn't just the racist jokes that became alarming. Joshua also developed a troubling habit of lashing out at random strangers. Whether it was a minor inconvenience or just an offhand comment from someone passing by, he'd erupt in a fit of rage, turning moments of humor into awkward confrontations. This volatility was a stark departure from the goofy characters fans once knew, leaving many wondering what was driving this increasingly aggressive behavior. In one incident, he ran screaming after a girl after she told him to put the fries in the bag. The way he lashed out at her and ran at her aggressively is just one example of his behavior.
You put the fries in the bag.
I'm gonna kick your.
She wants your hat sent $10. It's Don Bardick's assistant.
Never say that to me again!
Will Browning just subscribed on YouTube.
He told me to put the fries in the bag.
Clarissa got it.
The question, however, is why was all of this happening now? What had triggered this alarming shift in Joshua's personality? In our opinion, the combination of extreme alcoholism and autism is a precarious one, likely contributing to his erratic behavior. But there was definitely something else, or should we say, someone else who was pushing him to do all these horrible things. This brings us to a very important man in Josh Block's story, Michael Quinn. To understand just how much of an influence Quinn has had on Joshua's behavior, it's essential to delve into their strange, unsettling dynamic. Quinn and Joshua have developed what can only be described as a bizarre relationship, one that seems rooted in enabling Joshua's worst tendencies. Quinn's presence has, more than anything, magnified Joshua's alcoholism and emboldened his increasingly racist outbursts. Before we dive fully into the Joshua Block saga, though, let's take a closer look at Michael Quinn's background, which may help explain some of his troubling influence. According to what we've uncovered on Reddit, Michael Quinn and Joe Quinn had a fascinating start. So basically, he and Joe Quinn bought Feltman's, a historic hot dog brand. Joe Quinn was in the Army during the Iraq-Afghanistan conflicts and got a business degree. His brother Jimmy was killed during 9/11. All of this combined made the brothers millions of dollars until the pandemic, and around this same time, Michael was in a major car accident. After that, Michael began abusing painkillers, and eventually, Joe and Michael sold Feltman's. Since that point, 2021, Michael has been living off the millions that he made and now doesn't care about his reputation. In 2023, he crossed paths with Joshua Block, and this is where things took a serious turn for the worse. From the moment Quinn entered the picture, Joshua's behavior seemed to shift. He became bolder, more arrogant, and far more erratic. Videos began circulating, showing Quinn laughing as he encouraged Joshua to say outlandishly offensive racist things, often egging him on to push boundaries in ways that felt uncomfortable to watch. There are actually countless videos where Quinn is recording and encouraging Josh to say and do some really stupid stuff. It is very clear from their dynamics that he has a strong influence over Josh. It's almost like Josh will copy him and follow him even if he's going to jump off a cliff.
I'm banned!
I'm banned! I'm banned! I'm banned! Yeah, I'm banned! I'm banned! I'm really, really banned!
I hope Susie Santana tells me to shut up.
Shut
You're not Jewish, are you?
I'm half Jewish.
From the waist down?
I'm Catholic. My mother was Catholic.
Were you baptized?
Yes, I'm Catholic.
Why do people
I'm
say
officially
Why
Catholic.
do people say you're a Jew?
I don't know. I'm officially Catholic, but I'm half Jewish.
Okay.
Quinn appeared to enjoy being the invisible hand behind Joshua's actions, feeding into his outbursts and destructive tendencies as if it were all just a joke. Joshua, on his part, seems to view Quinn as something of a guardian, even calling him a mentor. Quinn's presence had a profound impact on him, leading to countless instances where Joshua spouted offensive comments and displayed disturbing behavior, seemingly without any hesitation or understanding of the consequences. I mean, just look at this video.
Trying to cancel me over a cameo?
You're gonna get more publicity.
You unemployed. I'll sue your parents. I'll sue their grandparents. They'll be working a 9 to 5 at 90 years old with a walking cane.
Living paycheck to paycheck.
Living paycheck to paycheck, because I'll come after their retirement funds. Emotional damage, loss of income, loss of enjoyment of life. I'll be a billionaire.
I'll get you the best lawyer in New York City.
Good. You have millions of dollars.
I know. I've a lot of them. Millions.
I don't have to find a contingency lawyer. You could pay for a retainer.
Yeah, of course. I'll take care of it for you.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that takes care of Josh. No one else does. I set up with Cameo.
Such a good life, and I threw it all away by joining Cameo.
The only one that cares for Josh is me, Michael Quinn. No one else. No one else. Tell him.
No one else. Michael Quinn is my mentor.
See that? I'm using you. I'm not using Josh.
Unemployed.
You have to follow me.
You can't cancel me.
No one else gives you the job opportunities. No one else but me right here.
He told me to say the N-word. Snowflake. I didn't know it was racist.
You live paycheck to
I
paycheck.
live paycheck to paycheck.
Funky monkey. Forge. That funky monkey.
If I get canceled off TikTok, I may as well myself.
You live paycheck to paycheck.
I live paycheck to paycheck.
Not only is Quinn egging him on, but also says that he set up a cameo for Josh, which he, by the way, absolutely hated. Throughout this entire thing, he's just supporting Josh and letting him use swear words without even trying to calm him down. And from looking at the numerous clips and interviews of Quinn, It seems like Quinn, too, thinks of himself as a mentor for Joshua. Not only this, but this guy genuinely believes that he is helping Josh. Just look at this clip.
Hangovers, the sickness, the shaky hands, those things.
You can't just force someone to go into like a program like that. It just doesn't work. And what Josh and I have these conversations.
What's good about my situation is I can go a day or two without drinking.
But what I do with Josh is we discuss. I say, Josh, how do you feel? I feel like crap. Do you want to feel like that every day? No. Look what's happening. Is this helping your career? No, Michael, you're right.
Yeah.
So I just try to guide Josh to the conclusion. Let him make the decision. This is not something he wants to do, that it's ruining his life, or it's not ruining his career, and basically all the issues he has right now are directly related to alcohol consumption. But he has to come to that conclusion on his own, and a light bulb has to go above his head, and he has to say, you know what? I want to
video.
Yeah.
Like you sort of like you feed into like the negative stuff,
the thing is,
right? Where it's like
occasionally I do. So occasionally, like they say things that aren't true, and then they make up all these stories, and they say, "Oh, Quinn's a racist. He's a navel." I'm like, no, you. Like, you. I'm not. Yeah.
Wow. Look at this guy go, thinking he's the best mentor ever for Josh, while pushing him to stupid cameos and getting trolled. Again, if you look at Quinn a little closely, you'll soon realize that he thinks a lot of himself. He's a completely narcissistic man who thinks of himself as a savior. But in reality, he's the complete opposite of this. Not only this, but Quinn was also responsible for orchestrating the entire Daniel Larson and Joshua Black crossover. Now, you might be wondering why on earth these two Lolcow stories would ever overlap. Well, let us help you catch up. What happened was that going into 2023, fans of both Daniel Larson and Josh Black decided to push them to fight each other in New York City. This led to Josh and Larson name-dropping each other in videos and starting an apparent fight. Not long after this, Daniel revealed that he was actually in New York City in April 2023. This made the fans think that he actually might find Joshua Black. To be honest, we don't think either of them had any intention of meeting or fighting each other. However, as the news of their meetup started spreading, those close to Josh, for instance, Quinn, jumped at the opportunity to make this collab happen. Quinn just wanted a chance to gain views, and he would never let the golden opportunity slide. If the fans wanted to see this crossover, he would make it happen all for the sake of some drama. So on May 9th, 2023, Michael Quinn posted a video in which he was having lunch with none other than Daniel Larson. About an hour later, Quinn uploaded a second TikTok in which he stated that Black agreed to meet Larson in real life, gaining roughly 277,300 plays and 22,200 likes in 2 days. On May 10th, 2023, Black posted a TikTok showing that he and Larson were together in real life in a New York City Starbucks. In less than a day, the video gained over 2.2 million plays and 428,000 likes. On May 10th, 2023, Meetup caused a large number of reactions and memes on social media in the days that followed.
New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York.
You see, Josh has a habit of getting acquainted with manipulative and creepy people like Quinn. Because the next person we'd like to discuss is Mr. Based. Now, Mr. Based is another person who fueled a lot of Josh's antics. We've seen some really crazy things happening during Mr. Based live streams, including Josh lashing out at random callers, getting drunk, and saying racist things to people on the streets.
My birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to
My birthday's on Wednesday.
Nobody likes you. You look like an animal. Go back to the zoo. It's a joke.
It's her birthday!
It's a joke.
That's bad taste.
You look like a monkey and you smell like one.
That's not a joke.
Why would you say you look like it is?
That's racist.
Because you look like an animal.
No, it's
You should go
not.
back
Yes,
to
it
the
is.
zoo. Yes, it
Stand
is.
behind me. I'll protect you.
Yes, it is. But
You're right. You guys are right. We gotta go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, don't do it. Don't do it. No! Ah! Oh! Your fans love that. Come on, now we're...
It's just a joke.
No, it's action.
The person behind the camera here is Mr. Based. So after he records the entire thing and gets millions of views, he tells Joshua that his fans love this kind of stuff because it is action. Now, there are a few things that you need to know about Mr. Based. He's not any normal internet lolcow, but he's a truly deranged guy. Mr. Based is actually a very dangerous person involved in a bunch of pretty messed up stuff, which has made people really uncomfortable about his live streams with Josh. You see, for the longest time, he had the nickname King of Pimps. He's been allegedly involved in the murder of a girl that took place about 13 years ago. All in all, he's a very shady person with an even shadier past.
In New York City and everything, were you a part of that at all?
Well, I had a phone company in Florida. When he had...
Since Mr. Based found Joshua Block, he's been streaming non-stop with him on his channel every single night. This has brought Jason a lot of eyes. He thinks that people are watching his streams because they want to see him and Joshua as a duo. But no, they're here to see Josh because people enjoy seeing his crazy antics, which they're getting to see thanks to Mr. Based having his camera out to document everything. However, as his past nickname suggests, he's only pimping out Joshua and taking advantage of him for money. He's mainly pushing Joshua to drink more and do crazy stuff just for the sake of his channel. And people are quick to notice this as they are consistently calling him out in the chats. Joshua is simply getting nothing out of this except a few bucks that he would be making anyway on his TikTok had he not been sitting in Jason's house the entire time. There have been countless instances of stupidity during the time Josh streamed with Mr. Based. For instance, the time when Mr. Based convinced Josh to smoke with him in the doctor's office, or when he called racial slurs while Mr. Based continued to record him.
Before I left for Punta Cana.
We're hoping it's psoriasis?
Or eczema.
Eczema, that was the word.
It looks like possible monkeypox I want to test for.
Are you sick? Monkeypox? Isn't that scary?
I just want to make
Oh yeah,
sure.
test for it.
Let me
Holy.
test for it.
Do you know? Have you heard of monkeypox?
Bro is patient 0.
What would be the...
No, you
Wait,
can't.
can
They
you
just-
stop taping me?
Yeah, of course.
What would be the...
Do you not turn this off at the 1 minute point? Thank you.
Yeah.
What would be the treatment if it's monkeypox?
You're not.
How long- where did you go?
It has to be.
No, we're turning off, but where did you go to medical school? We're just curious. We have OCD.
Long Island University.
I love that school. God
Okay.
bless you.
There.
I'm 57. I graduated in 85. Josh, quick question. So we were just at the doctor's office, and she said that she thinks you have monkeypox. What was your initial reaction?
I was like, I hope not.
Did she scare the shit out of us?
I got a little shaken.
Who was more scared, you or me?
Me.
I think you were. And then when we told her that you went on vacation and what happened to your psoriasis and everything, right?
Yeah.
Then what'd she say? Thank God you told me?
Yeah.
Because she thought you had the most contagious disease in the world?
Yeah.
And then Pow Envy. Did we lose him? Is Pow Envy gone? Where'd Pow Envy go?
I think you left.
He went back to wherever he's from?
Yeah.
Where's he from?
Texas.
Oh, right. So give me one sentence. How would you describe Pow Envy?
I don't know. He's like World of T-shirts off of Wish.
Yeah.
Now, let's come to the most insane part of Joshua Block's lore. His drinking. If you know even a little bit about this guy, you might know that he has extreme drinking problems. In every single one of his vlogs, he is downing stuff to the point of blackout drunkenness. Not only this, but he is very well known for throwing up after drinking an insane amount of alcohol. There are a bunch of videos of him puking all over New York City.
Dad, hard she blows. Dad, in the Navy. Can sail a 7 seas in the Navy. Getting his sea legs.
Of all these puking incidents, the most iconic is the tiki picture moment.
The freaking tiki picture. I'm halfway done. I'm drinking like there's no tomorrow. How strong is a tiki?
sometimes when I drink, I don't feel it right away, and all of a sudden, I black out.
Are you drinking that entire pitcher?
Yeah, I'm feeling drunk already.
Oh, whoa.
Thanks.
Have a good one, bro.
I will.
Where's my Logan?
I look paycheck to paycheck. I'm kind of fucked up right now.
In the video, you can clearly see Joshua, beer in hand, asking a girl how strong the drink in the picture is. She replies that it's pretty strong, making it clear that it's not for the faint-hearted. But despite the warning, Joshua seems unfazed, even excited, and continues downing his drink. It's almost as if he's trying to prove something, to himself or maybe to his audience. He leans into his intoxication, almost bragging, continuously commenting about how drunk he's feeling as he chugs more and more. It's not just the fact that he's drinking. It's the intensity and the seeming disregard for his own well-being that raises eyebrows. Joshua is visibly intoxicated, but instead of slowing down or taking a moment to collect himself, he treats the experience like a performance, one that he's committed to seeing through, no matter how messy things get. His repetitive commentary on just how drunk he feels adds to the spectacle, and it's evident that he's not even close to stopping until he throws up.
If you want to buy Josh another drink, put it in the chat. Buy him a drink in the chat. You know how to do the little message thingy.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Woo! Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me.
Is your battery dead?
No.
It doesn't work for me. It doesn't like me. Where's the car?
They love me just
And 40. And 40.
sees me self going
You need a water? You need an napkin?
Yeah.
Something? Water?
Water.
This behavior captures a pattern that's all too familiar with Joshua, a drive to push his limits, perhaps in an attempt to hold his audience's attention, or out of a sense of recklessness fueled by his ongoing issues with alcohol. Moments like these reveal just how deep he's fallen into his self-destructive habits, creating a spectacle for his viewers who are both fascinated and disturbed by his actions. The intensity with which he pursues these risky situations, almost ignoring the consequences, paints a picture of someone who's not only spiraling, but also becoming more detached from reality with each drink he downs. And this isn't even the only public puking incident of Josh. He has vomited in subways, in airplanes, on streets, or in people's shoes. You name a place and Josh has probably puked there.
People like you need to be in a mental hospital.
Another very well-known thing about Josh is his public meltdowns that mostly comprise alcohol-infused raging. He's often seen shouting on the streets and running after people because someone stole his hat. There are just so many of these meltdowns that you can keep watching them for hours, and it still wouldn't be over. He would lash out because he lost his wallet or because someone said something to him. On top of that, he was constantly drunk while doing this. One iconic public meltdown is the one where he started calling someone an unemployed on a train.
There's nothing good for me in America. Stop telling me to shut up. I'm going home. Don't tell me to shut up. This is supposedly a free country. I can do whatever. I can't do that. It's my only source of income. I live paycheck to paycheck. I'm sick. Shut the up. I'll sue you for millions of dollars. You know what? I'm moving to a different car. Jerk. I'll sue your you unemployed.
We don't know what brought about his meltdown, but calling someone unemployed, it's just a bit rich coming from Josh. In another incident, he got super mad and started running after a guy who stole his hat.
A very good hat.
What are you guys doing? Someone's meeting him.
What? Where's the hat? Where's the hat?
The red guy in the red.
Where is it? I was wearing it and someone stole it.
Where?
Oh God. Where's the hat? Somebody stole it. Who would want to steal a hat?
Oh wow! What a coincidence, bro.
What the heck?
How did we run into each other
How did
again?
you get here?
I'm just Dude, chill.
Go!
I'm just walking.
Call the police!
I'm not scared of the cops. Look, calm down. I just wanted to take a picture.
Okay, your work here is done.
He's having a good night.
Yeah, he must have been on a lot of guys. Look at him.
Oh my God, I don't know what to do.
And you want to know something funny? This guy took the stairs when he ran away from me. The funny part about going down the stairs is it leads you right to the front of these revolving doors. I guarantee you with my timing, we're going to see this outside right here. Holy
Here we go. Where's the work?
There he is again.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Where's the work?
He's gonna rob me!
He's trying to rob me! He said, what's going on?
Someone call the cops. Someone call the cops. This guy's about to rob me.
I need to see his perspective.
Cops! This guy's trying to rob me!
What's going on, man?
I'm freaking out. Somebody do something.
I'm not trying to do anything to you.
My life's over.
It's like you're teleporting to me or something, bro.
Somebody do something.
He's spazzing out. I'm just walking. Didn't you see me just walking? You were behind me, right?
You keep following me.
I'm literally...
Well, you get the picture. It wasn't as though Joshua's outbursts and chaotic behavior all came from within. He had plenty of encouragement. Trolls and enablers like Quinn and others, including a figure known as Mr. Based, played significant roles in his meltdowns, often egging him on to push further and further. These people knew exactly which buttons to press and were quick to exploit his vulnerabilities for their own entertainment. They provided him with attention, laughter, and validation, effectively rewarding him for behavior that was spiraling out of control. This toxic encouragement fueled an ongoing cycle. And while his followers might have initially been shocked by his meltdowns, they quickly became routine. Joshua's breakdowns became so frequent that they were almost expected. His audience watched in morbid fascination, waiting to see what he would do next. But while these meltdowns seemed almost like internet spectacle to his viewers, the reality was much darker. Joshua was a person being exploited by those around him, who pushed him further into behaviors that hurt his reputation and ultimately his mental health. So as outrageous as Joshua's actions appeared, it's essential to remember that he wasn't acting alone. There was a whole ecosystem of enablers, trolls, and so-called friends nudging him towards self-destructive behaviors, knowing it would fuel the drama and provide entertainment for their amusement. However, there are some seriously concerning videos that make us and the fans genuinely sad for this guy. For instance, when he tried to commit suicide by jumping off the train tracks.
Josh, have a seat, bro. You don't want to do this, bro. You're okay. You're not jumping on the train tracks.
I just tried to jump onto the track.
Tell him your friend's in love, bro. Your friend.
At first glance, he might think that Joshua doesn't have anyone looking out for him, that he's just another lonely internet personality spiraling without any support. But the reality is much more heartbreaking. Joshua does have people in his life, including family members, who genuinely care about his well-being and are desperate to see him change. Some of his closest family have made sincere efforts to pull him out of this downward spiral, urging him to quit drinking and get a grip on his life. They're not just spectators, they're actively reaching out, trying to make him see the damage he's doing to himself. But sadly, Joshua is so entangled in his online world and reckless habits that he has little interest in heeding their concerns or acknowledging the impact his behavior is having on his health. One family member even shared a screenshot of his recent conversation with him, hoping to shed light on just how resistant Joshua has been to their attempts at intervention. In the messages, you can see this family member trying to reason with him, pleading for him to consider quitting alcohol before it's too late. The response from Joshua is both shocking and disheartening. Instead of even a hint of understanding, he lashes out in anger. He tells this relative that he hopes they get cancer like his mother and that they don't deserve to live. It's a response that shows just how deeply he's wrapped up in his own anger and frustration, unable to see or accept the love and support that's being extended to him. This level of disregard isn't just self-destructive. It's isolating him from the very people who could help him. The people who want to help him are met with hostility, creating an emotional barrier between him and the outside world. For those watching, it's a reminder of the tragic human side of internet spectacles. Beneath the chaotic behavior and the viral clips lies a real person with family members who are watching him slip away, feeling powerless to stop it. This glimpse into Joshua's personal life highlights a painful reality. While he may be a source of entertainment to strangers online, to his family, he's a loved one whose life seems to be slipping out of their grasp. In recent days, he's been seen live streaming endlessly with Mr. Based, who is clearly taking advantage of the internet's biggest goofball. We've covered World of T-Shirts and Mr. Based dynamics in a separate video, so if you're interested, you can check it out on our channel. In the end, Joshua Block, the man behind World of T-Shirts, has become one of the internet's most perplexing personalities, drawing a mix of entertainment, shock, and concern from his audience. What began as quirky content soon spiraled into a chaotic lifestyle, fueled by heavy drinking, erratic behavior, and an online following that encouraged his most outlandish actions. As viewers, it's easy to sit back and watch the spectacle, laughing at his latest blunders or shaking our heads at his reckless antics. But beneath the layers of bizarre videos and wild stunts, there's a deeper, more painful story. A young man seemingly lost and isolated, with a growing dependence on alcohol and an increasing disconnect from those who care about him. Joshua's enablers like Quinn and Mr. Based add to the tragedy, pushing himself further into self-destruction for their own amusement. As viewers, we're left to wonder about the impact of our own fascination with figures like Joshua. Are we witnessing the unraveling of a life for entertainment? If you liked the video, don't forget to comment down below and let us know. We tried to cover a big chunk of his iconic moments, but if we left something out, do let us know.